Hello, folks. It is Wyatt from Good Bad Bruv. I'm joined by Simon and Cass. Wait a fucking minute.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
That's not my name.
We're not joined by those guys because those guys are gone. They left. They're fired. GB is now woke, folks, as you can see. Another woman. 2 women on the show.
No, a woman and an immigrant. A woman and an immigrant.
Yeah. So yes, we are joined today by, of course, Star Wars Facts Guy. Are you still Star Wars Facts Guy? Or is
No, man, I don't have it in me. I think I've overcome this, the Stockholm
I
syndrome.
don't think I've seen one of those shits in years, bro. It's like
There's no Star Wars. It's dead. It's
There's
dead,
no-
man.
Yeah,
They're tearing down the parks. You know, they're going door to door in the States now. If you have like a baby Yoda, they just take you out back and they just put you down. There's no more Star Wars. So I'm just the good today. I'm the new
Tate.
Simon.
Yeah,
Tate,
you know
that's
what?
me.
We'll call him the good because he's good. We're also joined by Liz again.
Hi.
Again, you said that so venomously.
Again.
What have you done, Liz?
I don't
We
know.
actually were
It's-
joined. Let's see. Tate, you've appeared on this podcast twice. Liz, you've appeared once, but you were also on the Oscar special, which was a fun time. Which was a great success had by all. Tate wasn't on there because he was a bitch.
I was at work.
True.
He was.
I was at work. getting
employed over here.
employed. I had my job, so who to go to. Thank you very much.
So who were?
And then I had my phone giving me the worst Oscars updates as I was on a Teams call, and I was just like, "Wow, this is terrible."
Ooh, awful.
It's okay.
Awful.
It's okay. And fucking Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars as well. That was crazy.
Dude, Jay McCarroll slapped Chris Rock.
Yeah, I loved when Jay McCarroll slapped Chris Rock. We actually rewatched that on what day was that? Wyatt? Wednesday.
Oh yeah, we watched. Yeah, we were just disgusted by it. It was awful. You know.
It was. I still haven't recovered. I think he still needs to apologize.
He should, man. He could have killed him.
He could have killed him.
Oh god. Anyway, folks, this is not a traditional podcast episode. I might just upload this as a YouTube video. Maybe we'll see. We'll probably put it on Spotify as well. We're going to be just having a full in-depth discussion about a film that we think is kind of relevant for this time, and it's something that kind of has affected all 3 of us in a very unique way. And that is the film Southland Tales, the Richard Kelly film. We like this movie, right?
I love that. Yeah,
I love this
love
movie.
it. Liz, you've seen it like 5 times, right? Like you've.
Yeah, I watched it with Wyatt, and then I made my boyfriend Colin watch it, and then I made my father watch it. So I have seen this movie many, many times, and then I'm trying to Southland Tales pill everybody I know, especially because I work in the First Amendment in internet space. I'm like, y'all better get on this. Y'all like Donnie Darko. It's the same guy. It's the same guy.
Yeah.
So interesting stuff. So now Tate, what's your experience with this movie when you first saw it? I believe I should have been correct.
Because let me break it down, right? Because you showed it to me. You were like, "We need to watch this. We need to watch this." And I'm not gonna lie. When I see a movie, for me, I sometimes sit and I get really sad that I won't be able to watch every single movie ever, right? Like I'm just washed over with the sadness. So when I see something that looks kind of odd that I've missed out on, I'm like, well, I need to hop on that, of course. So we watched this movie. It was like the second coming of Christ. Unironically, I think it was crazy genius movie. I haven't seen it since. I don't rewatch things much. I like to let it kind of soak. Because to me, it's like, movies are art. Movies are art. So when I go to an art gallery, I look at a painting. I might never see it again, but I want the memory of what that painting evokes in me to linger. Southland Tales, man, I've got a lot of memories. That's one hell of a movie. I love it.
So I caught this film on Tubi. On Tubi, my friend, yes. I was like, yo, I heard about this movie. It's on Tubi. It is for free. And it not only is it on there, it's the Cannes cut.
Ooh.
Yes.
On Tubi?
The full,
Wait, hold on,
yes,
hold on.
on Tubi. It's gone now, though. It's gone.
I'll be right back.
Tubi axed it.
I want to show you.
I was about to say, dude,
And
does the Tubi demographic care for Southland Tales?
The Tubi demographic is everybody.
Whoa.
It has its hot indie filmmakers, as we've seen. Physical media. Do we have?
Hold on.
What is that?
Bring it on over.
I will be doing.
Which Salvation Army did you get that from?
I got it
a
at
recent cut, I believe.
I got it at the exchange.
Nice.
I was gonna say that's actually that is the one that Kelly himself put out a few years ago, I believe. It is
and everything.
Which that brings us to an interesting thing
Cannes
about how this film came to be. So, did you guys know that Southland Tales would not have existed without Christopher Nolan?
I did not know that.
I did not know that.
So
run it down.
So, Richard Kelly had put out Donnie Darko initially, right?
Yeah.
Everybody on the festival circuit said, this movie's weird, not a fan, don't think we should put it on. Christopher Nolan said, nope, you should put it on. It's fucking good. And they did it.
Okay.
It was a big success. But then, guess when Donnie Darko came out?
9/11, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody was lining up to see a movie about a plane crash into the ground after 9/11. No, sirree. No, sirree. But because of that initial release, that hype behind it, it eventually became a cult classic, and it made a decent amount. Not initially, but DVD sales obviously were huge.
Yeah.
And Kelly ended up being able to make Southland Tales, which was initially going to be completely different.
Oh.
This was supposed to initially just be a film about 4 actors plotting to kidnap this action star or whatever, and it was supposed to be just a critique about Hollywood and like film culture. It was never supposed to be about this whole big, vast conspiracy, storyline. Of course, 9/11 ended up happening, and things ensued. The Iraq War, the Patriot Act, various other things happened, and Richard Kelly was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a whole political satire that encompasses doom scrolling, basically, and the news cycle, and all of this shit. So he somehow, some way, made this film, but that wasn't enough for him. He said, "What if I made 3 whole graphic novels?" And everyone had to read those to understand this movie, which
Little
starts
homework.
at part 4.
Listen, he's studying from Lucas, right? He's studying the George Lucas tactic.
Yep.
You start in the middle.
So, Cannes comes around, I believe it's 2006, and he's at work with this film, and I think it was the studio or whatever he was making it with just basically said, hey, or not the studio, it was the, I don't remember specifically. People basically at Cannes said, like, we want to put this in, like, the high, which I believe, what's the highest award they give at Cannes? It's the fucking...
Oh, it's like the Palme d'Or.
Palme d'Or, yes.
Yeah.
They said, yes, we want to make it eligible for the Palme d'Or. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. He had to edit that shit in, like, a week. So, which is why the movie has some questionable effects. The CG is not as good because they had to basically rush that shit out there.
Yeah.
And it was screened, and it was panned all across the board. More than Donnie Darko was. It was just a big old piece of trash, as Stone Cold would say. And yeah, it got a release somehow, some way, and it wasn't perceived really by anybody. I think Roger Ebert literally said it was a big steaming pile of shit. Nobody fucked with it. The way they were releasing it with the graphic novels just never clicked with anyone. They thought it was just fucking weird. And the Cannes cut is still, like I said, it's out there, but it's not on Blu-ray. The recent Blu-ray that Liz just pulled up. Oh, no, it is on Blu-ray. That is. But that's not the Cannes cut.
Yes, it is. This is the Cannes cut.
Is it the Cannes cut?
It comes
You're
with
a liar.
That's why this
You're
was
a
so
liar.
expensive.
Am I lying?
So this is why it was so expensive. So this is very hard to get. So there was only one of them in so there's this really great chain called The Exchange. They extend from about like Pennsylvania to Indianapolis. And like literally between where I go to law school in Akron and where I live in Pittsburgh, there was one copy in Monroeville, and I literally sent my father to pick this up in Monroeville, Pennsylvania for
Does it
me.
have the narration, is the question.
This one I don't think has the narration, but it does have the full Cannes cut, which I have watched this disc.
Okay. So
I have
that is
not
what
watched.
I'm thinking of then. The narration version, that was the one that was released, I believe, like 5-ish years ago. Because that basically kind of like encompasses all of the shit in like the graphic novels that they couldn't really explain in the original cut.
Yeah.
So basically they kind of just include more exposition from Justin Timberlake to kind of just tell you what the movie's about.
Just his one day of filming, his 16-hour
one day of
filming.
fucking filmmaking. And everyone on this set was just weirded out because no one on the set knew what the movie was.
Yep.
Nobody had any idea what it was. But they did it. They did it anyway, and that's cool. But yeah, no. This movie is here. It exists. I'm gonna start with Tate.
Yeah.
Tate, how do you view this film? Straight up.
Dude, it's like we've spent so much time like joking about it and memeing about it, but I genuinely, which I think is the best part about this movie, is I think when you see something abstract and you make sense of it, that's when you really enjoy it. Like, if at a surface level, this movie's so absurd and it shouldn't work. But I mean, like, you take like Liz has done like deep like thinks and studies and related it to like her work and what she does about it, and seeing it through the lens of a satire, it really is something that's like exceptionally unique, one of a kind. Like, we've been saying like the memes and everything about it, but it really was the megalopolis of its time. It's something that's like completely unseen, never done before, and the world is just divided between those who get it and those who don't. And it's fine if you don't, but if you do, welcome to the club. It's something completely different, and I think you do have to kind of let go of what your sense of self and like, oh, this is how I see things, this is how I watch things. You just got to let it wash over you, and you just got to feel it. And I think any piece of art that does that it's meritorious in its own way. Like, yeah, I could go on for ages, but yeah, man, this is, I love it. I genuinely do. I want to watch it again at some stage so I can soak it in. But the fact that he was so on the pulse of America from then to now, where the lines are so blurred between fiction and reality and touching on so many issues of the now, yeah, it's incredible. The gift of foresight, truly. It's
Yeah, no, it's the funny thing too is that Richard Kelly has still stated, even after all of the different releases that this has had, all the graphic novels, he still views it as incomplete, and he's right. Kind of
we need more. Still. We need the sequel.
And he says he's been saying, like, he's like, I would love to do a sequel one day. I would love to get Dwayne back. I would love to finish this however I could. And I'm like, dude, now is probably the better time than ever, I'd say.
Yeah, don't give me hope.
I mean, yeah, don't give me hope. Don't give me that. Liz, I'm gonna throw it to you actually real quick before I spill my shit. Go ahead.
All right, how, like, I know this is GPB, like, how much can I actually talk about politics? Like, it won't be like partisan.
I'm okay with this. I'm totally fine with the political position. That's what this is about. That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
it's a political movie.
So the first time, so I can't, like, obviously there are certain things I cannot disclose due to the nature of them being private matters, but
she works in the Trump administration.
No, I do not work for the Trump administration. I am not acting. However, I will say I am not acting on behalf of any of the organizations I am associated with, work for, or collaborate with. You know, as a future lawyer. But you know, we watched this movie the day my school had their town hall about Charlie Kirk, and there was that whole falling out about that. And like, I don't think your listeners need to get into the details, other than the fact that basically there was a group on campus that was basically like, that was basically essentially saying like people's feelings were hurt at that event, and I don't think you have to guess which side that was that felt that way. And literally 3 days after I watched this movie, I started the First Amendment Law Society, and that was like my claim to fame or whatever. So this movie is so like ingrained in who I am as a person because of the timing, because it just felt so right. But I mean, the first time watching it, I think the only way to describe it, and like, I think just to give a little bit of background, like, I worked on the amicus brief in Trump versus Slaughter. On the side of Slaughter, what else was I working on? Like, fighting the FTC on trying to like effectively ban advertisements to like super weird stuff about trans kids that doesn't make any sense. Like, effectively protecting the LGBT youth, to put it in kind terms. So it's like, it was, and also just like always working to protect Section 230, which as of yesterday might as well be dead at this point. But like, that type of stuff, and I think doing all of that work and having it be that day when all of that went down, and seeing the scene, and also like, you know, we weren't at, well, I mean, Israel was, like, we weren't at war yet. My gas wasn't $4. But you know, like, there was something, there's no other way to describe watching this film as somebody who works in the down and dirty of pro First Amendment internet law every day of my life as cathartic. Like, when I saw Justin Timberlake do the Killers thing, like, I can't even explain how I felt. And everything with the state-run internet was just like, I think you have to be a certain type of person to love this movie. I think a lot of people will go, oh, it's satire, but it wasn't for me. Or I didn't get it, or I didn't like it, or it wasn't that good. It has its dialogue issues. I'm not going to deny that. But I feel like for someone like me, and maybe there's not a lot of us, it really is one of those movies that's just weirdly, like, not comforting is not the right word, but definitely cathartic, because if anything, it proves that, like,
resonant.
We're right.
Is the word.
Yes, resonant. Resident Evil.
Resident.
I thought you said Resident.
Yeah.
for a second.
Let's go.
Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it other than that, and I think it is a movie for the future from the past. The way it talks about just every issue in this movie is an issue that I work on, and I think Kelly actually tackles it in a way that is really funny, satirical, and flawless. And I'd also just say too, like, I think political satire, especially as of right now, it really is truly under threat by the FCC. So we need more and more movies like this, and that's my soapbox.
Yeah.
Would you say it covers things like war, abortion, war?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so yeah, this is it's hard. It's really hard to really dive into this because it's like, do I want to put what I felt into words? How do I do that? And I've seen this movie 3 times. I've seen this movie 3 different times. First time was on Tubi. Second time, I believe that was the TSC viewing, and then we showed Simon. And I don't know where the fuck Simon is. I think he's dead. God rest his soul.
Killed him, man. I'm telling you.
He's gone.
Killed him, boy.
Tate killed him and took his place.
I am the good.
But the first time I saw it, I was like, what the fuck? Second time, I was like, I see. I understand now. What it essentially is... So our main character, Boxer Santoros, The Rock. The first time we see him, he has a tattoo of Jesus Christ on his back, along with a Star of David on his navel. I do not know what that means. I'm assuming, if I had to put into words, it's, I guess, meant to represent some form of Christian Zionism, maybe? I'm not quite sure. I would love to ask Richard Kelly what the fuck, but... I view his character specifically, because throughout the whole movie, he's ultimately a man being used. There's one specific shot in this film involving Boxer Santoros towards the very end of the film. It's that iconic shot of him with a gun pointed to his head with the American flag behind him. That's one of my favorite images in all of cinema. I love that shot so much. And I think with that, how I kind of view that and that whole character is he's a man who has kind of just been hijacked. He's been hijacked to kind of fulfill certain duties by his government, by certain political parties, and he has never really been given a full chance to live, to fully live his life. And that last moment when he's having that dance with Krista Now and whoever the other girl was, I think that's his wife, I'm pretty sure. When they're having that dance, it's a slow moment, along with 2 men levitating in a truck with a fucking RPG aimed at a blimp.
Yeah.
But no, just that moment with Boxer is so resonant because it's like he pretty much knows everything's done. You know, the world as you know it's over. He has never had a life, but he's got this moment. He's got this one moment to fully live it. And I don't know, I feel like that's kind of resonant with kind of like how the everyman is kind of viewed now, especially in America, with all the stuff that's happening right now, involving, you know, Iran, all this other shit. A lot of things are kind of happening all at once, and that's kind of what the movie is also about as well. A lot of things in the movie are happening, and it's so confusing, and it's kind of what's happening right now. A lot of things are happening all at once, and it's fucking confusing as hell, and we might just all die. You know, that might be a little bit of a bleaker view of it, but I believe, and again, that's kind of how, again, I think I brought this up before, but Andor has a few lines that are kind of like that.
Yeah. I was just thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like with, you know, the pace of repression outstrips our ability to understand it. Easy to hide behind 40 atrocities in a single incident. Like, stuff like that is very resonant with this film. And I really wonder how this is going to be viewed going forward. Because I really do feel like right now, it's very much... It should be viewed by a lot of people right now. And... Problem is, I don't know, because it's kind of hard to access. You can still rent it, obviously, but it's like, oh god, if this was like, if they just put this shit on Netflix out of nowhere and people just discovered it, they'd be like, what the fuck is this? You know? Like, just, like, because we've seen this happen before, like, fucking, hate to say it, but Avatar The Last Airbender came on Netflix, like, a couple years ago. Got a whole new fan base, probably for the bad, unfortunately, but still, it got a whole resurgence because of that.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it'd be perfect for Netflix, dude, because remember, that can cut just explains everything as it goes on. So
Yeah.
Ted Sarandos is
exactly.
probably like, yes,
He's
like
like, yes.
your mom can like sit in the kitchen and like chop cucumbers while understanding the Roxas Santeros died in the Nevada desert like fucking 5
and it's
years
also
ago. or something.
cloned.
Yeah.
Like it's easy.
It's God, it's hard to describe too, because it's like, where do you begin with the film? Like how do you explain this movie to people? You know, how would you ultimately sell this movie to someone? Like, would you say what the plot is, how you felt about it, the actor? I would probably say like, yeah, it's got these actors in it. They'll probably be like, okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I mean the same way you sold me the Nines, it would be like the Nines was Ryan Reynolds when he was still trying. This is The Rock when he was still trying.
I think this is the only movie he's ever acted in. Much like The Nines is like the only movie Ryan Reynolds has ever really acted in.
Yeah, really done himself.
Oh, I mean, Pain and Gain. That's just me. I like that. Oh, you want to see Pain and Gain?
No, haven't seen it. Is it in the same universe? Is it like a prequel?
Let's just say it's a prequel.
Oh, okay.
Pre-acting Bucks or Santoros. And like, there's.
How would you sell
Fuck,
it?
man. How would I sell? How would I what?
Yeah. How would you sell the movie?
I would say.
Yeah. I mean, you sold it to us, but like, how would you?
I mean, I was gonna say, yeah. I would basically just say it's a quintessential satire about America, because that's ultimately what it is. It is about America. And I do think it's in many ways timeless, because, you know, obviously this was a post 9/11 film, and it's still relevant more than ever, probably. Even if this came out probably in the 80s, it would probably be viewed as, like, you know, topical or relevant, you know?
Yeah.
So I would say that this is it's an American satire of the dangers of government. Probably, that's what I would say, but it's also just like, even if you aren't really into like the political aspect, you could also just view it and just be like, Sean William Scott's two guys. That's funny. And also
Goon is two guys.
Goon is two men. This is the Goon 2 I was promised. God damn it.
I'm sorry, I love Goon. While we're here,
Yeah,
I
we
love
know.
Sean William
Is that a good movie?
Goon? Apparently it is. I was making jokes about
it. It was about hockey, bro. I was like, oh,
It is about hockey. It's got
I was making jokes about it to Liz, and then I was like, "Oh, he's in a movie called Goon," and Liz was like, "Oh, actually, Goon's a really good movie," and I was like, "Okay."
No, if you like hockey, it's a good comedy. And Sean William Scott's just so fun in it. Like I love Sean William Scott here too. Like obviously here he's acting, and I actually think he does a really good job at selling like his plotline in this movie. But Goon's funny. It's such a blast. Like it's a very it's the opposite of this. You don't really have to think.
Now, Liz, what is that interaction he has with The Rock when they're in the police car?
I can't say that.
No. Obviously, but like,
And I wouldn't.
It's the part that gets me about that scene is The Rock just looking at him, taking off his glasses, just going, the blank, yeah, they're everywhere.
It's a no holds barred moment, but it's also kind of like, this is the whole point of the satire. Is like things are going to be said and things are going to be brought to the forefront that you can't really like. You can't discuss. You can't not discuss them in the scope of movies. Oh, hold on. Before you go, I will say like the movie kind of Western society in decay, or at least the start of it. I think like the kind of the veil kind of been lifted. Like everyone can kind of see the forest for the trees now, especially now. Like everyone can see the forest for the trees when it comes to the state of the world. This is basically reading the room 25 years before the time. Yeah.
Yep. There's a lot of people talk about the film Idiocracy and how that is like, you know, a prophetic film and everything. It's like, oh, predicted the future. Everyone's fucking stupid now. But it's like, I think that was almost a low-hanging fruit kind of satire. Like, it's almost like Baby's first satire in many ways. I feel like this is the ultimate, like, this is what people think Idiocracy actually is. Like, that's what this film is, in my opinion.
No, I always tell people, like, especially where we're, like, dystopia is not the Hunger Games, and unfortunately it's not Blade Runner 2049 or Cyberpunk, which is a far more
boring,
beautiful
it's tedious, it makes no fucking sense.
This is dystopia. We are in...
Yeah.
I mean, I truly believe, like, we are in the South... Like, we are spiritually in the Southland, and that is dystopia. Dystopia looks like this movie. And maybe that's why people don't like it so much. Like, I do wonder, I think if you're not, like, I mean, I don't know. I work with it every day. I think some people are always very uncomfortable when confronted by the truth. And I think whether or not this is a good movie almost doesn't matter. I think people are uncomfortable when confronted with the truth, and I think in a very weird way, this is the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It, like you said too, the whole making people uncomfortable thing as well. Like we just said, there's some interesting, colorful language in this film. You know.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of just dialogue that just makes no fucking sense, and a lot of very bizarre deliveries, like that. For instance, that one scene with Christopher Lambert in the fucking truck, fucking talking to the girl who's he's selling the guns to. He says like, "Fuck you, you pearl magnet bitch," or whatever the fuck he says. It's like it's so funny and weird, and it doesn't matter after that because it just on to the next scene. Fuck it. And there's that whole fucking weird subplot with Amy Poehler and the whole thing this guy's death. That John Lovett shows up, and you're like, huh? What? Again, made no sense. I was laughing throughout.
Well, I think that subplot, like, in the grand scheme of the movie, kind of makes sense. Because you have to remember there's that whole secondary plot making fun of the whole idea that Marxists, or, like, I guess what we now call this, like, the left, can't, like, organize and get together and actually have a plot, or they just sell out. And it does feed into that, because they were the ones that were too stupid to even do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and we do see that, too, with the leaders of, like, that Marxist movement and everything.
Yeah,
they have all that money, and they're just fucking, they're like idiots at the end of it, you know, they're just like...
She, the one, oh my god, why am I forgetting her name? She just sells out and gets with her enemy, and it's like, isn't that the most perfect... I think that's the most perfect mirror on society I think anybody's ever done in a really long time.
We see it happening left and right now with, you know, kind of like the left side of things, you know? There's a guy in California who I won't say.
I will. Yeah. I don't have anything nice to say about him at all.
Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, I mean, there's no concept of righteousness anymore doing something for, like, the society, but I guess there's also an element, not a justification, but an element of if society is so rotten and just, and if it's too far gone, then it's like you're just crawling over other people to try stay on the top as long as you can. At that point, there's no like kind of a structure or a blueprint or foundation for society anymore, because you know amendments are so interchangeable nowadays. They get violated all the time, they get broken all the time, and if you're not the guy with the biggest stick in the schoolyard, there's nothing you can do about it. So again, it's that sense of the genuine dystopia, which is a great point from Liz. It's like it's not neon and colorful, and there's no holographic Ana de Armas. It's just fucking miserable.
So sad.
It's all just miserable, which is
and you can also look at
something
like,
so perfectly captured. Yeah.
The visual aspect of the film, though, is also kind of resonant with that, because it's not a very colorful movie really at all. You know, a lot of it is very kind of like not necessarily muted or anything, but it's like. It's kind of like that weird kind of brutalist structure, like everything is kind of just void of color, of like life, and it's like it does it in a way where it's like, you know, a lot of movies will try to do that nowadays, but it's like it'll look like shit, you know, a lot of movies look like shit nowadays. This does it in like a very what's the term, on purpose, I guess, sense, you know. And there's one more.
It's California with rubbish everywhere. So basically, modern California. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's amazing. It's brilliant. But no, there's another aspect to this, and that's Justin Timberlake's character. What's his fucking name again? I forgot.
Justin Timberlake.
General
Justin Timberlake.
Isn't it General Abilene?
Yeah. Was he a general?
Justin Timberlake with a Barrett 50 cal. I think it's Soldier Abilene. Yeah.
I was like Justin Timberlake, who by the way literally said. Yeah, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. They had to redub most of his lines too.
Amazing.
It was a whole thing, and
that's
you
what
know
you
what?
Want, though.
That's exactly. Doesn't that make it more fun? Like this is like fun as hell. Like you don't know what the fuck you're doing, man. It's great.
That's what you want.
And the second he's introduced to, you know, you see his fucking face, like he's got all these fucking prosthetics on. He looks like shit, and you're just like, oh, I love this character. You know, like you got no idea what he's about yet, but the second you see him, you're just like, ooh, I want to know more about him. And he is just kind of the narrator for the most part until, you know, we start getting towards the end. We get to that amazing sequence with the Killer's song. That whole sequence to me is very much just about I think especially that's the most, I guess, relevant for its time, because 2001, joining the military was the coolest fucking thing ever. Like if you were in the military, you were the coolest guy ever. And you look at some of those, like, the army ads back then. It was just like, yeah, this is it. Like, this is what you were made to do. And it's like, he kind of echoes a lot of these kind of the broy nature of kind of how that was back then. Because during that whole sequence, he's just like with a bunch of women, he's drinking beer, he's acting like everything's fine. And then he has that one moment at the end where his smile just disappears and he just looks at the camera and the scene just ends. And it's like, it's kind of how it is when you come back, It's like, you're kind of promised all this shit, you're going to be this, you're going to, not only you're protecting your country, but you're also going to make a fucking ton of money, you're going to be set for life, and some people just fucking weren't, No one told him about PTSD, no one told you about all this other shit that you'd come back to, and that's like probably the most tragic character of this film is Justin Timberlake, I'd say. Other than Boxer, I guess, but like, yeah.
No, absolutely, because there's very much a sense of like being sold the American dream, and then it's not being a reality. And it's probably one of the more easy themes to kind of tap into and kind of get a sense of. It's like pretty kind of not straightforward, but you can kind of read on what it's about. But it's still nonetheless poignant to have that kind of that flip of you want to be prideful and love your country and serve your country, but when your country doesn't serve you, it's like, well, fuck. Then what do I have? And that's why there's such a terrible veterans crisis at the moment in the States. All these guys who've worked so hard and done so much, even who just in terms of not being deployed, but just like general national defense and looking out for the communities and stuff who suffer the most. And then you have freaking Sheldon Cooper's professor running the world from behind the scenes with the Illuminati. And it's like, these guys don't care. They're just inventing new ways for you to go to war and die for them. Yep.
And then you have that whole other dynamic too of just the entertainment culture this movie has. Krista Now, her whole fucking news show with a bunch of porn stars where they just talk about current events, and you're just like,
okay. I think
go ahead.
That the Krista Now bit is always meant to parody The View. Like, you have to see my vision here, and maybe it's because I grew up forced to watch The View, and The View was probably better back in the day, but, like, I feel like that's, like, it was meant to parody The View, because,
that's
like,
the one with Whoopi Goldberg, right?
Yeah, and The View was always, fucking Meghan McCain was on The View at one point, like, you remember Elizabeth Hasselbeck and Rosie O'Donnell used to, like, try to kill each other?
Yeah.
Like, then that was like that. That was so funny. But it was like that era. And I feel like Krista Now to me is like such an important character. And like, this is probably just me in the nature of what I do. I love Krista Now. Krista Now is my Letterboxd profile picture. The reality is, when the world is ending, the only way to make money is vices, right? Drugs, gambling, sex, weapons, right? And I think she represents kind of the last glamorous thing in a weird way. Like, obviously, they made Sarah Michelle Gellar look like a Playboy bunny. Like, but I also think she represents to me, like, I will literally read you the quote, but because I want to read it.
Whip it out, yeah.
I posted.
Whip it out.
Whoop it out.
Whoopi Goldberg it out. Right now.
Get Whoopi Goldberg out. Yeah.
There's actually one. I will say this about The View. Watch that one appearance by Norm Macdonald on The View. It's the funniest fucking thing ever. You watch a man just hijack a fucking television show. Oh my god, it's amazing.
Okay, so Krista Now says, we're a bisexual nation living in denial, all because of a bunch of nerds. A bunch of nerds who got off a boat in the 15th century and decided that sex was something to be ashamed of. All the Pilgrims did was ruin the American Indian orgy of freedom. To me, that is one of the most, like, powerful, like, and this is me on my fucking, like, crackpot, okay? Like, you can disagree with me in the comments. I think this is one of the most profound lines, like, in cinema, at least from that year, at least of that decade, I think, because I was just having this conversation earlier with a colleague, actually, about how, like, we're so shameful about those topics, and I think the whole point of Krista was to satirize how shameful we are about sex in society, and that's why you have her on TV, and like they also do the whole birth control bit, because even though like that was in the era of bro, it was a more like, it was an equally as conservative time, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
I feel like she really tackles that, and I love Krista because ultimately she challenges it. And also, one of my other favorite little bits of the movie, and I feel like it's something you only pick up on if you've seen multiple cuts multiple times, is you have the Republican candidate singing along to "Teen Horniness is Not a Crime," which is just like such a
song in the film.
which is just like it's such a perfect little like jab, right? Like. Because it's always those people trying to regulate who are first in line at the perv party.
The hypocrisy of it all, kind of.
And I feel like that's so... And it's what I deal with every day in my life. And it's just so perfect. And I love Krista now because I feel like she's like, oh my god, finally, there's like something for this. There's a character that represents this. And obviously she's overdone. She's overdoing it. And also I think... In a weird way, she also kind of plays on the dumb blonde stereotype. Like, she's not dumb. She's a great marketer in the end times. She has it all in the end times, and I like that too. You know, like we love to see a girl boss winning.
Yeah, and there is that whole discussion too about like the concept of like, you know, how this movie can be equated to the Bible and everything. Like they quote Revelations throughout the film.
Do you think it's more subtext, or do you think it's kind of like table dressing or rapping to have these kind of religious, because I think that it's definitely like the Book of Revelations in the sense of like the death of Western society and like the death of America, and how that will lead to rebirth and renewal.
Yeah.
But do you think there's anything more beyond that it could be like meritorious to talk about?
I wouldn't say there's anything beyond that necessarily, because again, like they kind of the way they kind of use like the text of Revelation and everything in this, it's like it's almost just like they kind of need something to like cling on to make this all make sense. And it feels like that's kind of like what they're trying to do. Go ahead.
I disagree a little bit, and like this might be different because you have to, like, I'm Jewish, like Revelation is our thing. I read the Bible like for school, like when I took religious studies. But to me, I thought
an hour ago.
Oh, shut up! But I did for the sake of for the movie. I wore my cross boots just for today because we're talking about Southland. But I feel like it was very poignant to choose. I mean, obviously this is a telling of Revelations, but I think part of it too is so much of the culture that this movie is critiquing is rooted in the Bible. And I feel like if I'm Richard Kelly, I'm like, what if I took their little Bible justification and I did it better? Like, I'll show them what the Bible really says. Like, if you read quotes from Revelations, I pulled it up because this was the one I was thinking of. Like, there's the "you will suffer persecution from 10 days" from Revelations 2:10, and then where's the other one I was thinking of? Like the end of is this the one they say at the end? And I saw an angel coming out of heaven.
New heaven and new earth.
New heaven and new. Okay, so it's the other one. Yeah. It's at the end of Revelations. But I think this is very much so Richard Kelly's interpretation of Revelations, and maybe in a weird way, I think I almost think it a little bit more secularly, but obviously people like to cling to religion. Revelations is a good telling of the end, and I think, if anything, I am not a believer, but if I did believe in the Bible, this is Revelations. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and there's a lot of, there's a lot of, I guess, different adaptations too about that, of that section of the Bible and everything. Like, one of my favorites is The Leftovers. I highly recommend that. I've talked about it on the podcast before, but like, I find The Leftovers to be like, just, if you're even like remotely spiritual, or even if you're an atheist, I think it's required viewing. If you're even remotely into like philosophy or like any type of spirituality. And again, like, that's not necessarily an adaptation of that text or anything, but it's certainly something that, it's the Left Behind stuff, like all that evangelical stuff that you like, you learn in like Sunday school and everything, a lot of that is kind of like, it's almost like how I would kind of tell that, it's just like, okay, here's the things I was taught to be kind of like, afraid of about the end, or where you're going afterward, and this is how I'm going to equate it, that's kind of like how I view, like, Southland Tales, like leftover stuff like that. It's like, okay, here's an interpretation of what that would be in like my view,
Yeah.
I do wonder if this property will come back because of how poignant it is right now. Do you think that it has any legs right now? Do you think because Richard Kelly's talked about it, do you think it has any way of coming back or finishing this story? Or do you think it's finished?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say no, man. I'm gonna say this
Yeah.
is gonna be one of those lost gems that people talk about and make YouTube essays about and make podcasts about. But I think it's gonna be one of those things where anything that's kind of really got a strong message that's worth its merit and worth its weight in salt, it'll never become mainstream. That's the thing. Like, if you look at any of these kind of not revolutionary texts, I don't want to call this a revolutionary text, but the ideals and the satire that it wants to like engage with, anything that's big in that realm of interest or that realm of discussion gets commodified and like commercialized, right? You look at V for Vendetta, even that's a beautiful story, and that's been, you get Reddit.com with the V for Vendetta masks parading around like a bunch of fools, right?
That's coming back to the fucking series that James Gunn's apparently involved in.
Oh,
Exactly.
why'd you say? Fuck that.
Ruin my day. So I think
You
something
ruined
like
my fucking day, Wyatt.
something like this, where it's got such strong text and such strong ideas to it, it not coming back is awesome, because when we circulate it around people, that's going to be like, it's going to be strong, it's going to be raw, real. It's not going to be filtered out. I think that's the best way to go about it and appreciate it. Finding it on a podcast like this, that's the way you want to find it. You don't want to find it because Amazon MGM logo, fucking AWS Oracle logo, fucking Netflix. You don't want to find it that way. You want to find it through people. At least to me.
Yeah. And the ending of the film too, it's like by the end of it, I'm just kind of like, what would you do after that?
Yeah.
Like, where do you go after that? It's a perfect ending in that. In my eyes, I would say it's almost a perfect ending, because it's like, what else could you possibly do? You know, that whole blimp is destroyed. Fucking what's his name? The guy with the do-rag, Moist Critical's on the fucking.
Oh, don't say that about him.
And then Sean William Scott becomes, like, I think, God, maybe.
Well, the first angel, I don't know, maybe.
I think, because I think
Biblically accurate angel, Sean.
Well, because I do think, because ultimately, like, that's obviously meant to be, you know, the end of everything, but then it kind of, you kind of look at Sean William Scott as kind of like, you know, he's kind of like the new heaven and the new earth, or he's going to make that new heaven and new earth. That's how I view it anyway.
Yeah.
He's ultimately kind of like the Gabriel, or not Gabriel, but like, you know, some form of like Adam and Eve or something like that, you know.
Maybe, man. I don't know.
No,
Maybe.
I think,
Liz, what do you reckon?
What do you think, Liz?
I think to me, I actually view it as very grim. Like, the Bible doesn't, again, like, I was a completely academic lens. Like, I took like 9 credits of religious studies at college because I could. I think if there's any testament to that I'm a chud loser, there's some of it. But
Amen.
when I read Revelations, I didn't necessarily view that as positive or negative. And sometimes I think God laughs at us, and I don't say that from a religious perspective, I say that from like a sociological perspective. I don't know if the heaven, the new earth, I do think it symbolizes rebirth, but I don't know if it symbolizes rebirth in a way that's good. I think in like a perfect world, Megalopolis is Southland Tales 2, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I also
that's
think
the beginning. That's like because that has a more optimistic note too in the end, you know.
But I also think there's a world where it's like there is no more humanity. Rebirth means no humanity, and I kind of view this very grimly. Like, I also kind of thought, and I don't know, this might just be on my mind because I had to read something about the end of World War II for school, but like something about like almost like a nuclear end. Like, they blow up in the sky. Like, what if it's not a positive rebirth, but it's a nuclear death? Almost of like we've ruined ourselves to death, and I think there's something really interesting about that like, there is no right or wrong interpretation. There is no interpretation. I think this is a cynical movie, so why would it have a positive ending?
Yeah.
Like, I think the point of this movie is you done fucked up.
Yeah.
Cautionary tale, or yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I forgot Kevin Smith is in this movie too. He's in the fucking makeup, dude. What the fuck? What a weird fucking cast, dude.
What a weirdo.
I want to ask you guys this too. Is there a line like what do you think is like the best not the best line, but like the funniest line that you can think of from this movie? There's a lot of fucking shit. I want to suck your dick. That's fine. I want to suck your dick.
Whatever it was, is it Amy Fowler who was in this movie? Amy Fuller, whatever her name is.
Amy Poehler.
I mean, probably the blondie, where she's acting with that guy, and they're trying to fake like an interracial marriage dispute or something.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I went around and I sucked a dick, and the guy's like, no. He's like, I sucked 100 dicks. He's like, no. Just the overacting there, but it's like so much of like what people overact for social media. It's like, wow, they give the gift of foresight again.
Yep.
Like Richard Kelly, you nailed it. It's so funny though.
It's
insane.
I think
Yes.
mine is when the Marxist leader, before she sells out, says to the politicians, she goes, "Civil rights. You should make sure, or civil liberties. Do you even know how to spell that?"
It's really it really is that part with oh sorry, he's Jericho Kane at this point. He's his alter
he's
ego.
Jericho.
No.
Yeah.
And talking to him, going fucking like, I want to suck your dick, and he just goes, he fucking locks it. He just goes, let Jericho Kane make all your dreams come true. And then she just gets fucking shot by Justin Timberlake from like fucking his fucking
Just
2 miles.
Timberlake with his Barrett 50 cal.
Incredible stuff. But no, another thing too, another underrated part of this movie is the score done by Moby. That ending sequence, that song is so fucking
So good. So good.
So good.
Really.
Yeah, incredible. But yeah, no. Do you folks have anything more to say about the film? Any final notes here?
Ladies first, man. Let's go for it.
I mean, I don't know. This is a movie that just fascinates me because it's like, I think in the same way we say like Megalopolis is a movie from the future, right? This is a movie from the past for the future for right now.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'll kind of just wrap up what I was saying. I think this isn't a perfect movie. Like, I think we're lying for like on every box of every movie, every film, bro. No, it's not perfect. Okay, right? Like, if I had like a freaking scorecard, I was like, "This so much out of 10." No, it's not perfect, right? But I think what they failed at Cannes and its original release was like, I kind of said this before. I think nobody wanted to admit that this movie was a mirror on society. People don't like mirrors on society, and I think that's very, very clear from verdicts yesterday or 2 days ago. I don't know how many days ago, but from the verdicts in California and New Mexico, people are uncomfortable with mirrors on society, right? People are uncomfortable with social media. People are uncomfortable with the news. People are uncomfortable with satire. Like, this is a movie that I think forces you to look at yourself and the things you're a part of in a way that I think a lot of movies don't do well with. Like, you can watch, what did we just watch, right? Like, I watched friggin' Jujutsu Kaisen Hidden Inventory and Drive yesterday, if you want an absurd back-to-back lineup of movies. Drive is a great film, and Drive is maybe a better movie than this.
You ever just, sorry, in regards to Drive, you ever just hit that Ryan Gosling pose where he's doing the point to that one girl, just like fucking... That shit is so fucking hard, bro. He's like, he's got the girl on the fucking bed, and he's like interrogating her, and he just goes, "Listen here."
But the way that like I think I engage with like say both of those pieces of media, even though you could sort of be, oh, he's literally me, or like, oh, I really like, in a weird way that like, Hidden Inventory is kind of about the conservative society ruining the lives of children, maybe, but.
The fuck is Jujutsu Kaisen about?
No, those
absolute nonsense. Don't.
So I like Hidden Inventory. I like Hidden Inventory, and I like Modulo. I'm
Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures.
But,
now that's a movie right there. Yeah,
that's a good movie. It's a good movie. But what I will say is, I feel like I don't engage with them like this because it doesn't force you to like Southland Tales. If you're an American, and I think you probably experience it a little bit differently, Tate. Maybe if you're a Westerner too, but. Southland Tales literally forces you to look in the mirror and wonder, how have I contributed to this? And I don't think you ever and even if you're actively fighting against it, how is your partisanship still contributing? And I think not a lot of movies are capable of the viewer leaving with those questions, regardless of whether or not they like the movie. And I think that's what makes Southland Tales so special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, real. Shit, man, I'm trying to think now on my end. I'm grateful I've got to see this movie again. The dawning realization that I'll never be able to see every movie, it haunts me, man. So imagine missing this.
Is the realization of when you die one day, you'll never see a movie after that.
we'll never see that movie that Robert Rodriguez made. 2111, the movie that comes out in 100
yeah, what
years.
is it? Yeah, 1,000 years or 100 years.
Fucking
Yeah,
stupid movie.
Stupid as fuck.
But
That
yeah,
shit's
man,
gonna be ass, bro.
it's gonna be cheeks, dude. Just wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is. I mean, what a great movie. What a again, something that's kind of abstract and non-linear. I mean, Wyatt, you've been dipping your toes into the Lynch waters recently, and it's again anything that operates in abstractions and kind of not handing you the truth, but forcing you to confront and acknowledge and like engage with what is truth. I think it's just it's so profound and so poignant to me. So, I mean, unironically, I do love this movie. I think it's awesome. I think it's something completely unseen. And when you're in a slew and a tirade of kind of all these same movies and same stories from Western media, Japanese media, everything, this is something that truly feels refreshing. It feels like it's confronting. And as cinema, as dialogue, this is an honest conversation from directed to audience about the reality of what the society is at the moment or where it's going. I think it's amazing. I think it's awesome that more people should watch it. I think if you don't watch it, you're a dumbass. I think if you do watch it and you don't like it, you're a dumbass. I think lesser of you. I think you're a terrible person.
I think you should.
You're horrible. You gotta go,
horrible.
man. But no, unironically, great movie. A good, solid recommendation. It's just something, and you have to watch the can cut. That's the thing. I think we got to clarify. You have to watch the can cut.
Yeah, the regular cut's not as the regular cut's more linear, but it's not as good.
Yep, go sail the seven seas if you have to. If you got to find your can cut, Donnie Darko's extended cut is terrible. Don't watch it. But this time,
I want to bring that up
good.
real quick too.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Donnie Darko guy.
I'm not
really.
I've only seen it once though. And
I watched it once and I was kind of like, whatever.
It was during COVID as well.
Yeah.
I watched Donnie Darko and I was probably way too young to watch Donnie Darko, and now when I think about it, all I think about is that stupid tweet that's like Donnie Darko shows the Labubu gets the girl or whatever.
What?
You know that tweet? Because it's like he had the Labubu and he got the girl
like
or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah.
does look like a Labubu.
All I remember
I
that
watched-
movie is Patrick Swayze being like scary. That's it.
I watched it once and then I was like, all right. And then I saw it in the cinema last year and I was like, oh yeah, this is next level. This is like actually fucking awesome. But
Next level.
the director's cut ruins it because it does the Southland Tales thing of over explaining, where you don't really need that in Donnie Darko, but in Southland you're like, what's going on? What's going on, man?
I
So
also
it's
do
like-
want to end this too with asking each of you: have you read the graphic novels of Southland?
I tried. It was like trying
tried.
to read like Mandarin, dude. I was just like, what is going on?
And the thing is,
I
too,
have
like if
not
you
yet.
read them, apparently it's like people say like, "Oh yeah, it makes more sense," and I'm like reading. I'm like, "The fuck are you talking about?"
No.
This makes less sense now.
You know how you know how we say like maybe Chainsaw Man should have just ended after part 1?
Mm,
This is all of Southland Tales to me, no more, no less.
Yeah.
it's just bananas, but I love it. What can I say?
No. I love
Absolute
it.
cinema.
Absolute cinema. Well, thank you folks for joining me for this. This was a nice discussion. I've been
thanks
trying
for
to get this
having
done
me.
for months, I believe. We've been trying to get this done for like a few
We've
months
been
now.
planning this for like 6 months. We're all just like
Yeah.
really busy people. We're, like,
We have lives.
yeah,
We're
Tate and I
real.
both have a job sahur, unfortunately.
Busy guy,
Well,
man.
you
I'm in
know
my
what?
own Southland Tales right now. This is
Hey, man.
work.
Me
Actually-
too. I'm literally fighting the people running the Southland Tales.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, we are going to call it there, folks. If you have not seen Southland Tales, why the fuck are you watching this video?
Yeah.
The
Who are
fuck?
you, man?
Yeah.
You're
if,
fed.
you, if you
You
watch
were
the video and
fed.
just goes, or if you did watch this video and go, what the fuck is this movie? Go watch it and come back. Watch it and come back. We'll have a good old discussion about it,
You're
man.
more than welcome.
Yeah.
Please.
Listen, I imagine GBB's viewers are all the girls and the gays. So it was a girl. Go watch it. You know?
There you go.
People are going to watch it just because of girls.
No. I'm making
this
a
is
joke about
society.
your viewership.
This is society in 2026.
I'm making a joke.
I mean, Southland Tales did predict Talk-Tua, so, you know.
This is true. This
Go.
is true. We got our eagle who's telling everyone to go watch it, so thank you,
Yeah.
Liz. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah. But anyway,
This is my service to this country.
Thank you for your service to
thank
the human
you for
family.
all you have done. You know what? I pledge allegiance to our human family.
Oh yeah, until the species that we protect.
Mm-hmm. What's he say at the end? I forget.
One Earth, indivisible, with a long life, just education and justice for all. It's so fucking Megalopolis. Go watch that. Watch Southland Tales and then watch Megalopolis right afterwards. Because chronologically, Southland is at the start of the timeline. Megalopolis is at the end of the timeline. Think about it.
And if you want to feel
disclaimer, they're not actually connected, but they really might be.
Yes. Or if you want to be a real son of a bitch, watch Scanner Darkly in between. Really
Actually, yes.
Or
it might be in the same
timeline.
Watch all of them, man. Watch it. Scanner Darkly might take place during Southland Tales. I won't lie.
It might.
Actually, is it technically in the 90s?
And that's our show. That's how we end it.